to sum it all up, TikTok decided that even though, because I've been talking back and forth with the TikTok, what is it, the customer service or whatever it is that you call them, I don't know what it's called, the contact chat, going back and forth because they took my live access for a week and I wanted to know why. And they basically told me everything they could tell me. They just said that I violated, I gave misinformation, and I asked them, okay, what was the misinformation? And they told me that was all that they could give me. So, either which way, I kindly asked, like, I'm probably thinking about screenshotting it, making it a thing. I don't really know. Because I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's only a week. But my thing is that they gave me an account warning probably like 2 weeks ago over a video that like literally it was talking about like nothing compared to what we've talked about over the whole entirety of this time that I've been going live. So I thought it was very funny. And then now here I am a week and a half or two later, now getting my live access restricted. So I wanted to know, what did I say so I don't do it again? And that's what I said. Like, I want to know for future reference. And they told me basically that that's all they can tell me right now. So to sum it all up, we're waiting for that to be over with and done with. And then I don't know exactly what I said. So then I can be like, oh, okay, I'm not going to say that anymore. So it's mind blowing, if that makes sense. Because I was going to say it's kind of funny, but it's not really funny because it did make me mad, because it's like, I'm getting punished for something that I, one, don't know what I did, and two, I'm getting punished for something that's not misinformation. Like, it's a literal fact. That's why I was just like, if I go to the website and it says .gov on it, how is it misinformation? But either which way, since it's misinformation, I'm going to let that go. But we're going to continue the live of what I was talking about. So I'm picking up with the points that I had from last time and just going ahead and continue that live over here. And I'm going to post it to TikTok and see what happens. That's what I'm going to do. So we'll see. I might edit out the beginning of this, just obviously, just because I feel like as soon as I say .gov or anything like that, they're already watching and waiting. So, I don't know. We're going to see. It's really just a trial and error kind of thing. Because honestly and truly, it's like if they do take TikTok away, I don't want to get banned because I am going to move to Lemon 8. I don't know if it has live or not. I really have not even signed up or do anything with it. But it's really mind blowing just to say that. You said, Dr. Savvy Village. That's the thing. I'm not even saying any of that stuff. Like, that's why I was just like, for the content that we have for this live, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying, because that's why I was like, I said this in the email. I said, I literally have points of everything that I said, and I was only live for about 10 to 15 minutes. So I was like, I literally didn't even get past the introduction. So please tell me what I said that could have triggered something for me to have misinformation tagged on my account and have a warning. And they said they couldn't tell me anything else. So that's why I was just like, I feel like they're just watching my account now at this point just because. And I've seen a lot of Black creators talking about how now TikTok is really going in on our accounts for no reason. Not even just people like me, but like people that I follow, like gamers and things like that. Let me go get the measuring cups that I need because I completely forgot. But it really makes no sense. So I'm not going to stress about it. We're going to let it be. We're going to let it be. I'm not going to stress about it. We'll be okay. Because like I said, like this is just the things that I'm telling you and everybody just around, because I told this in my real life. That's the thing. It's not just me online. This is my persona. This is me every single day of my life. I'm telling people what I do. I'm telling people what they can do to help themselves heal. I forgot to put my earrings in, y'all. It's like truly disheartening about the fact that it's like they don't want you to know the information. And it goes deeper than just these famous people that we all know that talk about holistic healing and going raw, plant-based, vegan, or whatever else. It's the fact that they know that they have a 2030 agenda against our health, because it's literally written all through there about our health, talking about how they're going to profit from us and everything else, and they don't want the information out. So instead of them letting us read the information, share it with each other, because they know that not enough people are learning about it, they sit there and ban people and they censor people for just telling you and reading the information that is out there for the public. And so it really just hones in on the fact that it's like you have to do your own research. And if you don't have enough time to sit there and study and do all this different stuff like I've been doing since 2020, then you have to start tapping into people that actually want to help you and support you in holistic healing. You have to tap into programs. You have to tap into working and doing masterclasses and things like that. If you truly want to learn, you're going to tap into it. You're going to tap into the free content that I give you. Like, that's what people sit there and they want to complain about, how everything costs money or it's expensive. They don't have extra and all this different stuff. But first of all, you have Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay. Everything that I have is with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. Second of all, you have all of this free access to all the content that I give you, from YouTube to Instagram to TikTok. You have all the free content on the internet, all of the articles that I literally read from the internet that are from .gov websites. So it's like it's not free accessible content. You're just not absorbing any of it because, one, your health, I guess, is not a priority to you, or two, you don't feel like you can do anything about it. And so you just choose to do nothing instead of educating yourself. Because once you start educating yourself on the topic like they don't want you to, then you'll realize there's actually something that you can do about it. And you'll stop choosing to poison yourself. Not that you're saying that you want to poison yourself, but you'll stop having the actions that poison you with the foods that you eat, the things that you consume, the things that you put on your body. And so that's what I'm all about. And this is the reason why we had a shift in my name. If you see my name change, if you knew me beforehand, you know that my name changed. And so my name changed, and we went to, it was at first I was a plant-based lifestyle strategist, which I still am a strategist. I'm still plant-based. Obviously, that's my lifestyle. But now we have gone on to now me being a plant-based naturopath, because I want you to understand that it goes deeper than just, oh, I eat fruits and vegetables. That's all I eat. Even though I do cook food, but that's all I eat. That's the basis. Legumes, beans, fruits, veggies, that's all I eat. But I want you to understand that it goes deeper than that. It's my whole entire life when it comes to the products that I use, the toothpaste, the mouthwash, my body wash, me making my own laundry detergent, me sitting here being able to make my non-toxic perfumes. All of this is my life. So it's literal nature that I live by. And so I'm a naturopath. I'm a naturopath. I'm a naturopath. And so today we're going to be, obviously we're in the kitchen, right? So today we're going to be spicing things up, and we're going to be doing something a little different. It's not Friday. We are doing this on Monday, which we usually do Food Fridays, but it's been sporadic. And like I said, they did take the live access. So until I can get back live at the end of this week, we will just be doing things here on Instagram. It's Monday, yeah. So because I was about to say, is it Tuesday or Monday? I got confused. But today we're going to be making my plant-based pancakes that I do have in my beginner guide cookbook that is linked in my bio. Super simple, super easy, but I had some leftover chocolate chips and I was like, I really want some chocolate chips, you know? So I was just like, yeah, I think this is what we're gonna do. So let me not mix up the milk and the spelt flour, because I usually do the flour first and then the milk, and I have it backwards on my recipe book, so I don't want to mix them up. So it's 2 cups of flour and 2.5 cups, or I think it's a 1/4, but I'm gonna do a half of coconut milk. And so because I feel like I have more water than I do of milk, so I'm gonna add water into my coconut milk because it's super thick, and it froze since it's been in the garage, because that's where my pantry storage is. But for us to get into our topic for today, it's the visionary approach. That's going to be our topic. It's how to align with your health goals and getting the life that you deserve, that you want. And so, like I said, we already kind of started this on our TikTok live the other day. We didn't get that far into it, but I'm going to give you a little recap. So I want everybody to understand that we have too many toxic habits as a society. And we talked about this in a couple of lives ago. You can go check that out. It's on my YouTube. That we were talking about the fact that toxicity is deeper than just a relationship that you have. You sitting here being like, oh, that's a toxic relationship. I don't have those. I don't have toxic traits because I don't gaslight. I'm not a narcissist, all those different things, which is great. But we focus in on one aspect, if that makes sense. We're so focused right now on toxic relationships, toxic people. We're so focusing on that we don't even realize the habits that we have are toxic. We don't realize the foods that we eat are toxic. We talk about the toxic chemicals that are sprayed in the air. We talk about all these different things that are going on with the environment that we can't control because we have governing systems above us, right? And we can't control that. And you're worried about that. But you're not even worried about the food that you put on your plate because you pay for it. You choose to eat it. And so it just confuses me, and it causes me to sit there and just sit back and be like, do you really know what toxicity is? Yes, we understand the concept as a whole, but do you really truly deep down know the toxicity that's going on inside of your body and and breaking that down and understanding that process? Do you understand the fact that if you don't eat correctly, you're not going to be able to thrive, and you're not going to align to the health goals that you need? You're going to eventually lead yourself to having chronic diseases and illnesses, and eventually lead yourself to cancer if you make it there. Or do you understand the vice versa, the other half of the fact that you can thrive in this lifestyle, and it's about the things that you choose to put in your body and on your body to help you thrive. It's deeper than just following a food pyramid or a my plate that you have been taught all of your life to follow. And so now you're sitting here trying to figure out how in the world have you gotten here when you vision yourself to be healthy, you envision yourself to live a life of not only not suffering but also being taken care of. And so now you're sitting here like, at what point did I get to the point of me developing diabetes? At what point did I start developing high blood pressure? But your body's been sitting there fatigued for years. It's been sitting there giving you signs by inflammation because you have this excess fat and bloating that you can't get rid of. It's been giving you signs if you're a woman because you sit here and have painful menstrual cycles. These are all signs that your body's inflamed. You know what inflammation is caused by? Toxins. So that's why I say, do you really understand the whole concept of toxicity? I grabbed a teaspoon and not a tablespoon, so I need a teaspoon of sea salt. I'm never able to actually get it in this spoon because like the process. So I'm just going to set it inside the flour and I'm going to squeeze it around it until we get to about a half. It's a half. Okay. That should be about a half. That should be good. That's one thing. That's why I said I don't measure a whole lot. That's one thing that I don't do. I don't measure a whole lot. So if you see me cooking, usually I'm not measuring. That's just one thing. I need to get a tablespoon. Okay, let me find a tablespoon because I have to use it for my baking powder. I'm not gonna measure the agave. I never do that. So I just really need it for the baking powder because I don't know how to I'm not good at conversions. Let me just say that. And me trying to convert this right now will be a struggle, okay? Like I'm not the greatest at conversions. Okay, this is my tablespoon. So that's why I want us to really grasp the concept of toxicity deeper than just social interactions, but toxicity actually in the actions that we have to ourselves. We don't realize that we want the best version of ourselves. We can even envision the best version of ourselves. You should be envisioning the best version of yourself. You shouldn't be envisioning the self that you don't want, because then that keeps you in that space. But when you envision and you have no action, at the end of the day, your manifestations are never going to work. People love to talk about manifestations, especially on like TikTok. I see some of it on Instagram. I see a whole lot on Facebook. And so we love to talk about that space of manifesting, vision what you want, and vision boards. But you never have the actions that lead you there. So then you wonder why at the end of the year, just like how we are now, we're about to be in 2025, the end of 2024 now. You sit there and you try to figure out how you didn't make your goals, how you didn't meet your goals, because you were so adamant, you were visionary when it comes to the things that you were doing. You envisioned the perfect life for yourself, and yet now here you are worse off than when you were in the beginning of the year. Maybe in the beginning of the year, you had more money than you did leaving out of the year, and you're sitting here trying to figure out how you got there. But it's like you've been sitting here all year long shopping. You've been sitting here all year long, not sitting here making sure that your bank account is straight. You've been sitting here all year long, not doing any work towards yourself. Maybe you have a business. You haven't been doing anything towards that. Not enough, at least. And so you sit here and now you're trying to figure out how in the world you don't have any money, how you're so unhealthy, all this stuff. Or let's say that you focused in on money this year, even though your goal for yourself was to be healthier and to lose weight, right? That was your goal for yourself. So you focused all year long on you working hard and making money so that you can get a trainer. But now here you are at the end of the year and you didn't even use the trainer. You have a gym membership that you haven't even used. And it's because you didn't focus in on your goal, which was to be healthier. You focused in on making money. And a lot of people do that. I was one of those people that used to be that way. I know that I would go and do diet culture all the time, but my focus was mainly money and looking good. That was it. It wasn't about being healthy. It wasn't about anything else. Because healthy to me was struggling, suffering, making a salad, not liking this at all, just being uncomfortable. But when I started to realize that if I wanted to look good, I had to feel good internally. So then I had to start supporting myself internally. And that's what made me realize that my vision of myself was off, like a lot of people's is. And so when you imagine and envision your perfect, healthy self that you know that you can achieve, because you should know that. If you don't know that, your body is a healing vessel. So if it's not healing, you're blocking it. What does that look like for you when you are healthy? Are you sitting there with plenty of energy? Are you fasting on a regular? Are you working out every single day? Are you making plant-based foods? What does the health look like for you? Because if it's salads and and you don't run, you don't even like to run, you don't prefer to run, but you're thinking you're going to run a marathon and eat salads every single day, you need to burst your own bubble, first of all, because you're going to hate that lifestyle, because that's not something you want to do. And then two, you're also going to sit there and not achieve it, because you have no actions towards you wanting to run a marathon. You have no actions towards you sitting there wanting to take care of yourself in this space, in this light. But if you know, I like to eat good. So what foods can I eat that I can not only eat good, but also support my body and not being filled with toxins? Oh, I know. Let me start making plant-based meals that I can cook, because I know that meat is inflammatory. I know that type 2 diabetes is fed by chicken. I know that when I sit there and I eat dairy, it causes inflammation in my body because there's too many toxins in this dairy that I should not be consuming. This is when you get in the right mindset of taking care of yourself and doing it in a space that is correct, versus you just doing what they tell you to do because the food pyramid and the My Plate has been taught and programmed in your brain, just like the ABCs. Understand that the danger of you postponing your healthy lifestyle and you postponing you taking care of your body is leading you down this path of not being okay. There are so many people out here that are losing their mind. There are so many people out here having to depend on a surgery and medication and all these different things, thinking that this is the way to go for them to be healthy, because they've literally been thrown off so long with their hormones, with their chemical balance, that they don't even know how to get back right. So they depend on these systems that are continuously poisoning them and profiting off of them, not knowing. So when you sit here and you continuously believe that I'm here for a good time and not a long time, and you never take a step back and look and observe the world, yourself, the statistics that they throw in front of you, you're going to be led down the same path of everybody else, because that's the definition of insanity. You doing the same exact thing, but expecting a different result. It's not possible. Over 40% of adults right now that are living in the U.S. are sitting here dealing with at least one chronic condition, at least one, over 40%. And they're projecting by 2030, this is a projection, that we could get above 16, I think above another 15, 16%. They're projecting it to go all the way up to about 17. So when you really sit there and you look at the way that our health is going, where it's been, and you observe the fact that they're projecting that, yeah, it's going to get worse, and they're just telling you like, yeah, it's going to get worse. When are we going to sit back and realize that this should be a national crisis, and it's not? So we have to make a crisis in our home. We're raising generation after generation that does not know how to take care of themselves, and that should be a problem. That should be something to make you sit back and go, I guess I put the cup in the sink on an accident, so we're gonna have to measure this. I know how to do the liquid to dry ratio for pancakes pretty well. Honestly, just based off of like texture, so I'll do it. But I didn't realize I put it in the sink. But we have to understand that like it's deeper than just us following what we're told to do because they have been given a title above us, and they should know exactly what they're doing because somebody has a degree above a degree above a degree and all these different things. Because we know this because let me get ahead of myself. Because we know the fact that nowadays, it used to be where you could get an associate's degree, a bachelor was highly looked at as something prestige. Associate's degree was like, okay, you did it. You waited through college. That was amazing. A doctorate degree was looking like, oh, you really were dedicated. Now somebody looks at you and you have a bachelor's degree and they're like, you finished high school. Like, that's the same kind of concept that they look at you like, you just finished high school. Like, okay, what are you going to do next? So all of these people get these same degrees, and we all were told the same thing of get your degree, do this. We were raised on the same kind of mindset. So at what point did it change? Like, I would really like to know, at what point did it change that now, all of a sudden, it's no longer viewed that if you get your bachelor's degree, that you should get a good job with a good income that should be able to take care of you, your family, get you a house, be able to have stability, be able to vacation when you feel like it a couple times of the year because you have vacation days. We have been programmed into just following every single day to make it by rather than taking care of ourselves, our family members, our children, if you have children, your pets, everybody. because we're focused on convenience, making it to the next day, and we're focused on the fact that we have to cope in some way, shape, or form. And so our coping mechanisms now have turned into, what can I find to eat that is not only my favorite snack, but can also allow me to get that dopamine feel that is going to allow me to wake up tomorrow and not be stressed out as stressed out, because you're still going to be stressed out. And how I say you're still going to be stressed out, majority of you wake up tired and fatigued and you feel like, oh my goodness, I have to go get my coffee because I'm not going to make it through the day. But you're not realizing that's because you're not dealing with the internal stress that you have. So many people are sitting here not realizing that you put your body in a stressed out state every single day. And so when you do that to yourself consistently and constantly, your body eventually is going to stop being able to have the normal functions that you would when you were younger. That's the reason why as you get older, things stop working as well. Even though there are plenty of people out here, there are older women, older men that run marathons in their 80s and their 90s because they didn't keep doing the same thing expecting a different result. They realize that yes, you have to get up and get active. Yes, you have to sit there and take care of your body. You have to eat correctly. It's not just genetics. Because at the end of the day, if we're all doing what we're supposed to be doing, we wouldn't have all these illnesses and diseases. These illnesses and diseases don't run in your family. We just consistently have the same terrible toxic habits and we pass them down generation to generation. And then we expect something different to happen. We wonder why these children are sitting here developing autism early and earlier, having all these different issues with IBS and not hitting their milestones. And then you look and you see that as soon as a child could open their eyes and open their mouth, that you started feeding them a bunch of crap. As soon as they were off of purees, instead of you realizing the fact that like this child has functioned on fruits and vegetables for months on end. You didn't give them meat. They've survived for however long and they didn't need meat. And then as soon as they can open their mouth and they have a tooth, now you start feeding them meat. As soon as they start being able to chew something, you start feeding them all this sugar. Not realizing that, oh, if they can survive off of fruits and vegetables, why in the world will we start supplementing in meat? Why in the world will we start giving them a cow's milk? It makes no sense. The child's bones develop perfectly fine without you giving them dairy. Yet somehow you've been tricked and told that you have to give your child dairy because if not, they're not going to get strong bones. They're not going to get all the vitamin C that they need. They're going to be brittle. They're going to have all these broken bones. Y'all are sitting here not realizing how much it costs, not only when you sit there and procrastinate your health, but how much it costs over time when you sit here and fall into this pattern of doing what everybody else is doing. When you get older and you're sitting there having to depend on these systems and you're trying to figure out how in the world you now have to have this $50,000 surgery because now your insurance has dropped you. Now you don't have any coverage anymore because you need this surgery. You have to have this surgery. And they told you that they're not going to remove your fibroids. They're not going to sit there and help you get your gut realigned and take your intestines out and give you the little poop sack until you'll be able to get itself back together. They didn't sit there and tell you that now they're no longer going to cover your heart medication. So you have to have your heart medication or you'll have a heart attack. And so now you have to pay $100, $200 a week out of pocket for a medication. But they told you, you can manage this. It's okay. You can keep eating this way. As long as you just lose a little weight, you'll be fine. Just exercise, you'll be fine. And there's so many people that have that mindset. And y'all don't realize that you have to eat and give yourself food that is medicine for you to be healthy on the inside. It's deeper than just you working out. You can run miles on end. I don't care. If you still are sitting there eating all this crap with all this inflammatory food in it, you're eating inflammatory dairy, you're eating all this meat, you are built up with toxins, parasites, and all this other junk that you don't need because you're believing that as long as I work out and get active, I'm okay. As long as I do my walk for a day, every single day, it's okay for an hour or however long that you do it. It's okay. I'll be fine. And you're not realizing that it's deeper than just you doing one action towards your health. It has to be everything. Because if you sit there and use bleach, you're breathing in toxins. If you sit there and you use all these toxic chemicals on your body because you believe that your Dove bar of soap is sensitive for your skin. It's sensitive skin. What is it called? It's good for sensitive skin. So at the end of the day, as long as you're using your Dove bar, you'll be fine because it's not a bunch of toxic chemicals, right? But you don't look in the back and see that, yes, it is. Just because it's made for sensitive skin, it's just sensitive skin related chemicals. You love to take your bubble bath, but you never look to see what's in your bubble bath, your bath bomb, and all these different things, because your bath bomb is filled with chemicals. Even if they say it's made from home, it's still made with a bunch of toxic chemicals that should not be going on your body, especially your intimate parts. Y'all are blocking your lymphatic system. You're blocking your health, and you don't even realize it because you're too busy sitting here worried about the fact that you're here for a good time and not a long time. You're going through this straight, endless cycle of delaying your health. And it's time for you to have a reality check. It's time for you to step up. Every single day that you sit there and delay your health by taking care of yourself, not addressing the health issues that you have, of figuring out what the root cause was, and then figuring out how you can solve it and get away from what you have going on, you are depending on the terrible habits that have led you here, and you're going to continuously block your healing and make it harder for yourself. Because you can heal from anything that you have going on. I do not want you to believe the misconception that the fact that healing is either witchcraft or healing is not possible, because at the end of the day, we're all supposed to unalive. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Believe in what the Most High gave you, which is the vessel to heal. Your body is a healing vessel. If you give it what it needs to reset, it will reset. If you give it what it needs to flush, it will flush. If you give it what it needs to be healthy, it'll be healthy. It's not rocket science. You don't have to make it difficult. You can simplify the process. It's all the matter of the actions that you take. You have consequences, good or bad, regardless of what you do. If you support your body and take care of your body, it's going to feel good, and you're going to reap the consequences. You're going to reap the sown seeds of you feeling good, not feeling fatigued, not having to depend on coffee, not having to take all these prescriptions or have a surgery, not have to go back and forth to the doctor when you're in your 50s. But if you sow the seeds of you not taking care of your body like society is right now, and you continuously do what you are doing, you are going to end up in this space of depending on medication, eventually leading yourself to have a surgery, 2, 3, because there is literal fact. Not facts. There's a literal saying that says, and I feel like honestly and truly it's becoming fact, once they cut you open once, they're going to continuously cut you open. This is a saying that it's been, I've heard it from multiple different people, not just like my family, but like people in general talking about them having to have a surgery. Once they cut you open once, they will continuously have to cut you open for the rest of your life at some point. It ain't just one time. They're sitting here not only telling you that you're going to have to depend on the medication, but they don't tell you about the fact, the emotional toll that it takes on your body as well as your mental health. Because when you're sitting there not giving your body what it needs and you're depending on these medications, it throws off your hormones, your chemical balance. It also sits there and makes you not realize that if, for instance, if you have diabetes and you're still eating sugar, you go into a diabetic, whatever, insulin resistant state, and you have to depend on insulin now. Eventually, from you eating all that sugar and you not releasing and supporting yourself, it sits there and coats parts of your body. The sugar coats your blood cells. The sugar coats your eyes. The sugar coats your ears. That's the reason why when people have diabetes, they go deaf. They cannot see. That's the reason why they sit there and they develop all these blood-related issues like their kidney failure, kidney disease. That's the reason why that they lose their mind, literally, because they have not said directly that it is linked, because they said they cannot link it. However, it's not sitting there, it's not a separate issue. If they can sit there and say that sugar literally makes you insane, and sugar over time, as it coats all these different areas of your body and is not released and supported of flushing, you develop Alzheimer's. How is that not directly correlated? How is that not directly linked together? If the sugar causes diabetes, diabetes is caused by you sitting there being not only overweight, but you also having an excess sugar that is literally coating your cells. Yet somehow it's not related to the fact that you also lose your mind when you eat all this sugar. When you look at society and you see all these people, because even vegans, I've talked to many vegans that don't take care of themselves, but they just focus on taking care of animals. To each their own. That's all I have to say about that. They talk about the fact that they care about the animals more than themselves, and they're okay with that. They're fine with that. And so they sit there and they talk about how they eat still all this sugar. They still eat Swedish fish and hot Takis and all these different things. And then they sit there years later and they're talking about how now they're on this prescription for their depression, this anxiety medication. They have panic attacks. They're having all these different things. And I'm not knocking any type of mental health issues at all. Because listen to me when I say this. I used to suffer from these things before I went plant-based. It's the sugar. Realize that this sugar is throwing off your hormonal balance. You women that are dealing with PCOS and fibroids and you're having infertility issues, the sugar, if you eat a lot of sugar, is literally sitting there coating your organs, it's coating your system, it's coating your cells, and it's blocking you. Release the block. That's the root cause of your issue. And you're not realizing the fact that the consequences of you sitting here developing chronic illnesses and you sitting here not taking care of yourself, the negative consequence is also going to put a financial strain on yourself. Because this is going to keep you, like I said, paying out of pocket eventually when they start dropping these people from these prescription companies. Because literally, this is real life. Burst the bubble of the fact that they literally just tried to throw in there. And that's how they do, y'all. They throw it in there and sprinkle it in there to let everybody freak out about it now. So when 2030 rolls around and they start actually doing it, they already told you and warned you. They tried to do, I think, probably a month or less a month ago, they were talking about the fact that the healthcare insurance companies started to decide that if they're going to determine how long they should see fit for a doctor to use on their patient for anesthesia. If they say that the surgery should only take an hour and a half and it takes 3, they're only covering the hour and a half. At that point, it's either up to the person to pay out of pocket or they no longer can afford the anesthesia. Take the wool off of your eyes and realize that the healthcare system has shifted and it's continuously shifting. There is an agenda. There is a mission. There is a plan. There is a plot, whatever you want to call it, for the years that are coming in the next 5 years. This is just the beginning of our healthcare system. And you have to understand that the only reason why that they decided they were going to change it, because they only were trying to roll it out, I think, in like 4 states, is because everybody freaked themselves out over thinking the fact that now we're not going to have anesthesia and our doctors are not going to cover us and they're not going to be able to cover this. But you're not thinking deeper. Medications, not just the anesthesia for your surgeries. You're not thinking about medications. You're not thinking about your regular doctor visits that you keep having to go to because you love your doctor so much. You get a cough or a sniffle and now you're at the doctor's office. When they start sitting here taking y'all's insurance that y'all love to depend on so much and start telling you, we're not going to cover your insulin anymore because we're not going to pay for all of that unless you have your premium package. We're not covering it on the basic. You're going to be sitting there confused, looking around, trying to figure out, well, how am I supposed to afford my insulin because it's $200? Why are you not learning how to heal? Why did you wait until now that they've changed everything to decide that now you want to complain? I posted a video today on my TikTok that was talking about y'all love to be some control freaks. Y'all are some control freaks, high key, but you don't do anything. You have no action. You just sit there and complain and talk about how you hate everything and you don't want to do this and they're doing all of this and you gripe and complain and get everybody else's ear full of all your negativity, but then you do no actions to help yourself. I'm not going to keep listening to you people poison yourselves, and I'm not going to keep listening to you complain. You either want to naturally heal yourself or you're going to continuously be in the system that is poisoning you and taking your money. That's up to you. So when you want to sit there and learn how to help your body heal, not only will you stay with this content, but you'll continuously follow me because I help you be able to learn these things. You start to learn the power of how to use food as your medicine. I'm sitting here literally just stirring this because I have to get up and get the agave and I just didn't feel like getting up. So let's talk about the science behind it. Let me grab this agave and I'll be right back. So normally, because I do not have any maple syrup, so normally I either use agave or maple syrup. We have agave today. I don't even have any maple syrup to top my pancakes, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Agave's good. I love me some agave. Agave, honey, things like that. So when you give your body the right tools to heal, it will heal. It will heal. It's all a matter of the actions that you take. If you have the right actions towards healing and using food as your medicine, you'll start to use anti-inflammatory foods because you're eating a rainbow plate. You're starting to realize the fact that diseases like diabetes and heart disease cannot thrive in a space that is not inflamed. So if you have inflammation going on, they're thriving, they're loving it. But if you're supporting yourself, you're flushing and you're not inflamed, it can't do anything. It can't live. It can't thrive because then your cells are healthy enough to fight off the disease and illness. When you live a plant-based lifestyle like I do and you support yourself that way, then not only will you see signs of, if you have high blood pressure, heart disease, kidney disease, liver failure, whatever else that you have going on, you'll start to see the signs that your body is healing itself naturally, and you'll realize that you've been poisoning yourself for years. In just a matter of, let's say, a month, if you go and you fast, you eat your fruits, and you flush your system within a month, you'll start to see a difference in your energy. You'll start to see a difference in your body, as far as the way you look and the way you feel, as well as the fact you'll see a difference in your mental health. Like, let's really just break that down. Because like I said just a minute ago, a lot of y'all are sitting here literally losing your minds over some sugar. You're losing your minds over some sugar. When there is plenty of natural sugar, non-processed sugar out here, honey, agave, there are natural sugars for you to be able to eat, consume, and make snacks that are not toxic for you. But yet you sit here and you're so worried about your brown sugar and your white processed sugar and your Swedish fish, your hot Takis. You're sitting there wanting to eat your Skittles and all these different things. And if you can't have this, then you're going to be hangry, and you're not realizing that you would rather choose this crappy food right now that's not even really food, this crappy junk, over your own health. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And you don't do anything outside of that to be like, well, at least I eat good, outside of me giving myself a little treat. This is your everyday thing that you eat. You don't sit there and turn around and be like, oh, well, I eat fruits and vegetables every single day. I decided this month I'm going to give myself Swedish fish on this Saturday because that's my little treat for myself. And then I won't eat it again for about 3 months. That's moderation. But y'all's moderation is thinking, okay, I'm going to eat this twice a week, 3 times a week. Maybe I'll eat it just at dinner time, because at dinner time, I didn't eat it all day. I didn't have sugar all day. So let me just go on ahead and go get this highly sugary apple juice that I got from Juicy Juice or grape juice or whatever else. Not realizing you can go get natural juice. There's literal on the shelves. It's more expensive, but you can go get the non-toxic, non-processed, non-added sugar juice that is good for you and still be able to enjoy your juice. You can find snacks that are alternatives that are still going to be decent enough for you to not poison yourself when you do give yourself a snack. But instead, you're so focused on what I won't have, the lack. You have to release that lack mindset. It's freaking ridiculous. Healing starts with the foods that you eat as well as the things that you use. So when you're sitting here thinking that you have to have bleach to clean, you have to spray your house with Lysol, you're breathing in toxins as well as coming in contact with it with your skin. Regardless if you use gloves, when you clean, when you're touching these surfaces, if you have children and they're licking these surfaces, you are consuming these toxins, and that's not okay. They're consuming these toxins. It's not okay. If you have pets and you clean your floor with Pine Sol, bleach, whatever else, all these toxic chemicals, they live on the floor. They eat off the floor. Children eat off the floor. You're not only choosing to poison yourself, but you're choosing to poison your household members as well. It's all the matter of the actions that you take. Like we just said, it's either going to be a positive consequence or a negative one, because every action has a outcome, a consequence. So it's deeper than just you thinking how when you were a child, when you had a consequence because you got in trouble and now you're grounded or whatever else that you have. Consequences can be a good thing too. But it's the matter of the actions that you have. If you choose negativity, you're going to have a negative outcome. If you choose positivity, you're going to have a positive outcome. So if you are ready for the clarity, if you're ready to learn, okay, what is the first step for me eating for my health, choosing my body, learning how I can actually support my body through this. First of all, we already had our visualization. If you have not visualized it, you need to visualize what you want for yourself. Just like I said, y'all love to do these vision boards, but you have no actions afterwards. The vision board is not the problem. The problem is that you have no action. Have your visualization and then identify the problem. Identify how you've gotten here. Identify what the issue is that's standing in your way. Identify the obstacles that you're going through. When you identify the common challenges that you are currently going through, what you might possibly potentially go through, you will set yourself up to prepare for the hard times. When you feel like you want to emotionally eat, when you feel like you're stressed out and you want to sit there and you want to indulge in your favorite snack, have some ice cream, whatever else. When you feel overwhelmed because you're tired and you've worked hard all day, prepare for those days. When you feel like you have no time, prepare for those days. Prep, plan. Teach yourself the practical strategies that you need to be successful for you to be able to take care of your body. Because in reality, the lifestyle that we're living currently right now as a society glorifies us sitting here not realizing how to take care of our body, as well as glorifies the fact that you can just get a quick surgery. It's okay. Go take you some Ozempic, because that's the new thing, right? Everybody's getting on some freaking, what is it? Is it diabetes medication? I think that's what it is. Everybody's getting on their Ozempic, and all the celebrities are taking it. This is how you lose weight. What happens when everybody starts growing a third chin? Because now all of a sudden you've taken Ozempic for months on end because you wanted to really, really lose weight. And Ozempic has side effects. All prescriptions have side effects. And y'all aren't reading that. All y'all are doing is looking at all these celebrities and people on TikTok and all these gurus or people that want to lose weight are sitting there like, oh yeah, I was 300 pounds before, now I'm 140. So you'll sell your soul just to be skinny. You'll give up your entire health in your life to be skinny. You can be skinny in the grave. I mean, that's not hard. It's not hard to be skinny. You can be skinny in the grave. Skin and bones. That's what you really want. You want to lose weight. You want to be skin and bones. Eat yourself to the grave. Ozempic yourself into the grave, because you can do that easily. You can do that super easy. Anybody can be skinny if they really wanted to. Because when you see them skeletons, they ain't got no meat. They ain't got no extra. Skin and bones. So it's the matter of what do you want. That's all it is. Because like I said, the vision of health is so thrown off nowadays. Everybody is so focused on they want to lose weight, they want to be skinny, but you're not focused on the fact that, okay, what is going on in you internally? Like, what is happening internally inside of your body? You're losing your mind. You're bloated all the time. You have IBS. You're sitting there dealing with all these different issues with your gut because now your gut balance is off. Your brain is off because your gut and your brain are connected. You're sitting here dealing with all of these signs of insulin resistance, and you don't even know the signs because you're too busy worried about the fact that, ooh, I'm craving sugar after I eat. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. Said Rasputia voice when she was talking about Kate, just skin and bones and skin. Exactly, just bones and skin and bones and skin. Y'all want to be skinny? Go on ahead. Y'all can be skinny. It's easy. It's super easy for you to be skinny. If you really want to be skinny, go on ahead. Ozempic your way into the grave. But if you really, really want to take care of your body and you want to learn how, if your goal is to gain weight, to lose weight, whatever it is, and you actually want to be supported in that in the correct space, not just take a freaking medication, because let's say that all of y'all get on this Ozempic. I don't know how long you have to take it. I don't know what you have to do. I don't know if you take it for months, if you take it once and you don't do it again because it'll harm you. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a morning after pill. I don't know if it's like birth control where you gotta take it every single day. I don't know what it is. But every single medication has side effects. So think about if you have, let's say we have to take it every single day. Just because you've gotten skinny does not mean it's not throwing off other hormones. Let's say you have to take it once, because if you take it more than once, then you're going to do whatever. Let's say that you can only take it once a month or whatever else. Think about the long-term process of what habits do you have that are going to keep you skinny? What habits have you developed that are different than the ones you had before, that are not going to keep you dependent on this Ozempic? Because that's what y'all are not realizing. Y'all are getting skinny quick. Y'all are getting this little skinny quick, real quick. But how are you going to stay skinny quick? It's skinny. Because you got it quick. How are you going to maintain it? The reality is we glorify convenience at whatever cost. The cost is your life. You don't even care about that. Because at the end of the day, processed food is convenient. Ozempic is convenient. Having a sedentary life is convenient because I don't have to do too much and my bones won't be hurting and all this different stuff. And toxic chemicals are convenient because at the end of the day, as long as they're not harming the animals for the vegans, this convenience is poisoning you and making you toxic, and it's wreaking havoc on your health. And you sitting here worried about the fact that how convenient everything can be and or how inconvenient it'll be for you to be able to eat healthier. I'm trying to get this big chunk of flour off of here, and then we should be good to go because I sweetened it. I put some cinnamon in here too, because who doesn't love a good cinnamon pancake? Y'all are believing in diet culture because that's a quick, fast fix for you. You're believing in Ozempic and all this different stuff because that's really a facade diet culture thing, honestly, too. Like, even though it's not a diet that you have to necessarily do because it's not changing any habits when it comes to your food, but rather just giving you something to take, this is going to lead you to having chronic illnesses. Regardless of what they're telling you of, oh, it's not that dangerous, you'll be fine, everybody's taking it. You have to look at these side effects. Just like when you open your birth control packet for women and you fold it open and it's literally a booklet like this and you're like, dang, this thing is long. Why in the world would I take this? But I have to. You think you have to because you either want to regulate your hormones, you don't want to have kids, or whatever else that you have going on. It's a choice. And you're choosing to poison yourself versus looking for the natural alternative. Because do you think these people were really sitting out here having kids when they didn't want to? There are so many different natural processes that are outside of what they can do to you in a Planned Parenthood clinic that you can take, that you can use for hormone regulation, natural birth control. There are different things for you to be able to use that are non-toxic, that are not going to have all these side effects, that are not going to poison you. But it's the matter of, do you continuously consume these things? Or do you just sit here and, I said that backwards. Do you continuously sit here and consume these things and not question anything, not change anything? Or do you sit back and realize every single woman in your family has been on birth control and every single woman in your family has developed fibroids, cysts, some type of ovarian cancer? All these women in your family have hormonal issues and nobody can figure out why, but all of them are on birth control. When you observe and you realize that the hidden impact of your everyday choices are truly throwing you off with these toxic producing foods, these toxin producing carriers, you'll realize that you have too many toxic products in your home, at your job, at your kid's school, in the car. The average home has about 60 chemicals that they come in contact with every single day. About 60. Every single day. These disrupt your hormone. They impact your immune system. They also prevent you from healing. So when you are ready to break free and you're ready to make small changes to non-toxic products, to make these small little changes that you can implement for the big change for your food habits and incorporate them daily, you can start with my beginner cookbook. Or if you are ready, if you are somebody who is suffering from diabetes or insulin resistance and you need to balance your insulin, you need to figure out what to do for your insulin, and you need that full support, I have something for you. It will be going out. I think it will be posted. I want to say Wednesday because I'm not going to post it today because I want to have the final finishing touches done before I post it. So I will post that, but you can send me a DM on TikTok, on Instagram, or wherever else. You can DM me. DM me and let me know that you are interested in my diabetes cookbook. You can message me and say diabetes. You can message me and say cookbook. I'll know exactly what you're talking about, or I'll ask you to clarify which one you're looking for. The beginner guide is linked in my bio, but the diabetes cookbook will be coming out. This is a cookbook that is totally going to allow you to be able to heal. I'm spraying my pan with some avocado oil so it can heat up. This is going to allow you to completely heal. Let me go get the batter really quickly. This healing is going to be able to not only help you manage and heal from your diabetes, but if you are suffering from insulin resistance or you have the signs and the symptoms of insulin resistance, it's going to help you knock and debunk those. If you do not know the signs and the symptoms, I have plenty of videos to tell you the signs and the symptoms, as well as in that book. It will break those down for you of the things that you didn't know were going on before, but now you realize that they're going on and you know that that is a sign of diabetes. It is a sign that you are leading yourself to diabetes, at least. If you are ready to help yourself heal and use food as your medicine, that book will be the guide for you, because it is literally a cookbook that is also breaking down the science. It's breaking down the science of what you need for your body, why in totality, as well as is giving you all of the different nature of eating a rainbow plate and helping you overall understand the process that your body is going through, how to heal that process, and then the process that you need to stay in, the space that you need to stay in to stay healed, and then giving you foods that are going to support that. It has breakfast, which is break fast. It has lunch. It has dinner and desserts. We even have a section for different juices, drinks, things like that. This is a full total healing guide. This is the way that you allow your body to reset itself. Regardless if you have diabetes or not, this is the way for you to reset yourself. But this is diabetes focused because it's giving so much information about healing insulin resistance and diabetes and supporting your body. So if you were interested in that, because I know I have tons of people that come to me talking about they have diabetes or they have insulin resistance, they have different issues that are linking and signing and slowly building their way up to eventually having that, even though I don't wish that on anybody. I see the signs. I'm a connector. I make the connections. That's just what I am. I make the connections. I see things before they happen when it comes to me observing and making those connections. And I had somebody in my family who recently told me that they are pre-diabetic. And so it's so funny that I was already shifting to the space. I think I started in like maybe July or August, shifting into the space of starting diabetes research and tapping more into that, because we have so many people that come to me talking about it, and I have so many people that I know that are struggling, as well as the fact that the statistics of what they're projecting by 2030, and how I shifted that way, because I know that like there's going to be too many people out here suffering and not being able to afford insulin and wanting to change and not wanting to depend on insulin, but don't have an option, don't think that they have an option rather, and don't know. And so I'm here to support those who are going to be in that statistic, that are already in that statistic of the fact that they're projecting to make $1 trillion profit off of society in the US alone being diabetic and insulin resistant. They're projecting to make $1 trillion profit, and the medical industry, when I think the medical industry is making like maybe $1 trillion right now. Wait, not $1 trillion, maybe $1 billion right now. I want to say possibly. Somebody's calling the phone. But we're going to make our pancakes. I don't really know how the best angle is, so I guess I'll just really honestly just keep talking, because I don't know what the best angle will be for me to be able to make these pancakes for you right here on this live. But I was waiting for this oil to heat up. Okay, goodness. Thank goodness they didn't leave a message, because that would have been annoying. And on top of that, I probably would have had to mute, because I don't know what the message is about. But, yeah, I don't think I have anything else over there. So let's go ahead and make these pancakes up really quickly. So our batter. This is our batter. Real good. I think the oil should be hot enough by now, I think. Possibly. I feel like the first pancake is always the tester, guys. We know this. Like, I feel like anybody that makes pancakes knows this. I'm not a pancake connoisseur as far as making them, but I'm a pancake connoisseur as far as eating them. And so that's like more of my dad's specialty is making pancakes. Like, he can make the really, really big fluffy ones. I'm not that great at that. But to each their own. I like to make small ones. I like to eat big ones. It doesn't really matter to me. If it's a pancake, I am eating it. If it's a pancake, it's pancaking. Okay, that was not hot. It literally didn't even steam a little bit. I love that for me. We'll just sit here and we'll just wait for it to do something. So, if you have any questions you're in here, please drop them down, as well as the fact that if you are watching this live later on my YouTube and you have questions, or you're watching this on YouTube and maybe something didn't get clarified, you can drop a comment. I will respond, as well as you can always message me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and I will respond to your DM. Direct message me any problems that you have that you don't want to ask publicly. Feel free. I promise you, I will not sit there and just be like, well, buy this. I will answer your question as honestly as I possibly can, as well as in with my expertise and strategy that I have. And if I have somebody I can refer you to, because there's plenty of holistic health contacts that I have that I'm in contact with, as well as the fact that if I do have a product or service to refer you to, I will refer you to it, because I'm confident that that will help you. It helped me. I don't just give you something that I did not abide by myself. I'm giving you things that I use for myself every single day that you should also be using and incorporating. So, like I said, feel free. Do not feel afraid. See, it's like warm. I guess I had it too low, because I think I had it on like simmer, and it was a little too low. I thought simmer like over time would have had it hot enough, but I guess not. So yeah, but we are waiting for this pancake to finish. Let me see. I think that was the end of my points. Let me make sure. Because we gotta have our notes, right? Like, we gotta have our notes in here. If we don't have our notes, then how we gonna know what we're talking about? Because I know, y'all seen me. Y'all hear me. I'm a yapper. I'll get on one topic and then be like, wait a minute, what were we talking about? We like Chicken Little. What are we talking about? Okay, let's see. Okay, I think we hit all our points mostly. But what I want to drive home is, as we wait for this pancake to cook, I don't want you to sit here and wait until January 1st, 2025 to decide that you need to change or that you can change, because you have to wait until the new year. You have to wait until Monday. I don't want you to wait until 2030, until that point where you're either diabetic or obese or dealing with heart disease or getting dropped by your insurance company. You don't know what to do. Or you're one of those people, because I forgot to mention this earlier, you're one of the women who don't get coverage when it comes to you having to have a fibroid or a cyst surgery, because I think I've heard 2 stories now about women being denied of having their fibroid surgery, for their fibroid to get removed, or their cyst surgery, or whatever else surgery that they needed, because their reproductive health is not where it needs to be. Do not wait until they tell you that they cannot help you to decide that now you want to change, or now you're just end all be all. There's nothing else for you to do. You just have to sit here and suffer, because that's not it. You don't have to sit here and suffer. You don't have to feel like that you're endlessly hopeless and alone. I give you plenty of free content to start if you cannot afford it, or if you just are not feeling like you don't know, you're just not 100%. But if you are to the point where you know you need a change and you don't know where to start, you want strategy so you don't have to struggle, you want support through that, you need to tap into working with me. You can book a one-on-one, or just getting that plant-based cookbook so you can start making plant-based meals. If you do book a one-on-one with me right now, I still have it running until the end of the year. When you book a one-on-one with me, you will grab access to not only that one-on-one with me, but you also will have access to, I will be doing pantry audits. If that's something that you desire, we'll be doing pantry audits and refrigerator audits. And if you are really wanting to dive deep into it, we'll do the pantry audit, the refrigerator audit, and we will give you a grocery list. We will have you by the end of that being able to go shopping for your food that you need, for you to be able to plan out and prep you a meal for the week, 2 weeks, a month, however long, because all the information that I give you in that one-on-one will allow you to be able to start prepping and have that impact of shifting your life already by the end of that call. Like, not even just starting next week or starting the next day, but by the end of that call, you'll be able to leave and start making and cooking and supporting yourself through what you consume. And if you are ready to start using non-toxic products, as well as cooking and learning how to make a plant-based meal, as well as getting strategy and working with me, getting that accountability and support through all of it, and walking yourself through a foundational transition into a plant-based lifestyle and sustaining that lifestyle, I do have a program that you can tap into. It's my Bloom and Thrive program. It is linked in my bio. My Bloom and Thrive program is a 4-figure investment, but if you are tapping into it before everybody else gets into it, and you are the first 3 people that get into it, you will be able to grab it at the $9.97 price. But after that, it will no longer be $9.97. $9.97. It will go up. So I want you to be able to gain access to that. I want you to be able to not only feel at ease getting into the lifestyle, but also feel supported. Because a lot of people are sitting there worried about the fact that, you know, they won't be comfortable in the lifestyle, or they're worried about the fact that, you know, it can be difficult. It's going to be hard. They're going to be confused through the process. They're not going to know what to do. Maybe they're worried about the lack of, I won't be able to eat this. What am I supposed to eat? What am I supposed to cook? How do I do this? And I want you to feel not only supported, but also feel at ease. I'm putting my blueberries in my pancake, y'all. Hold up. I don't know if I have enough chocolate chips to put them inside, so I think honestly we'll just put the chocolate chips on top. And we'll put the bloobs on the inside. I hope I have enough blueberries, because I put a lot in this pancake. I didn't realize I thought I was sticking them in there. But truly, it can be a positive impact if you make it. If you want it to be negative and you have a negative mindset around it, it's going to be negative. Just like when you do diets, you have a negative mindset the whole time you hate it, the whole time you're suffering. You might lose weight, you look cute afterwards, and you're like, yay. But then you go and you gain all the weight back after you're done, because now you didn't want to do it in the first place. Or you can tap into the fact that you can change your lifestyle. You can really realize the impact that it has on your health in a positive light, in a positive space. If you have not seen my full transformation, not saying like I have abs or anything, but like my stomach's on flat, my face is slimmed. You can check out my TikTok. On TikTok, I have it pinned. You can look at my transformation between the 4 years of the time that I started to the time now, and you can see how my body has changed. My body doesn't go through that weight fluctuation like it was of looking how I am, and then in a month I look how I was. I might gain a couple pounds, 5 pounds at most, but I'm not sitting here going back and forth, 15, 20, going back down, 15, 20, 30. That was my struggle all my life, and I could never figure out what to do. Once I realized that it was the foods that I was consuming, it was deeper than just, I need to calorie count and restrict because I'm eating too much, but rather the fact that I wasn't getting enough nutrients in the foods that I was eating. I wasn't getting vitamins and minerals in the foods that I was eating that I needed for me to be stable. That's when I realized that my whole life had the instability that was keeping my foundation of what I needed to be healthy. It was keeping me from the foundation that I needed to be healthy. I'm getting tongue-tied today, y'all. So once I realized that aspect in that space, I was like, oh no, this is not going to work for me. Like the Most High gave me the blessing of realizing that this is not going to work for me. And so we shifted. We realized and we shifted. I'm trying to figure out. I thought I left something over there, but I guess it's not over there. I think it's in the living room. But we're going to finish this pancake up, and then I'm going to show you, and then we're going to be off live. This is the first pancake. This is the tester, okay? So you know how the first pancake goes. It's probably going to come out a little ugly. It's probably going to come out a little ugly. And that's okay. That's what the tester pancake is for. But the point is, it's pancaking. End all be all. It's pancaking. I did not mean to hit that. I got to spray some more on here. Because the pancake is trying to get stuck, and we don't want that. Guess I didn't spray enough. Ooh. You hear that sizzle? You hear that sizzle? I think that's the blueberry that got stuck. I don't think it's the pancake necessarily, but the blueberry. It was the blue. Oh, we lost the edge. A very crispy edge. Go back. I love a good crispy edge pancake. I don't know about y'all. Like, I love a fluffy, crispy edge. But I'm not a good, see, the tester pancake. We're going to have to just let this one go. Because this is a mess. It fell apart. The tester pancake fell apart. It was not hot enough. Okay, let me get a plate. Ooh. That tester pancake was not doing it. But that's okay. Because it's still edible. That's all that matters. We're gonna let it be. This thing is cooking up. So, if you guys have any questions, drop them down, please, please, please. Because you don't want to sit here and wait. Like, why wait? That makes no sense. If you know that you're not healing and you're blocked right now, why would you wait? The power is in your hands, literally. So, the fact that you've been blocked is also in your hands. The fact that you've been doing what you've been doing all your life and it has not changed should cue you in. Should. But it doesn't cue enough people in. And so I'm here to make the connections to help cue them in. Okay, this little pancake, like I said, it fell apart. It fell apart. It's like, look at the edges. The edges are just so crisp. So crisp. Such a shame that it fell apart, but that's okay. We'll still eat it. Because as long as it's not, look, as long as it's not like burnt to an eternity, that tester pancake can be eaten. that tester pancake can be loved on too, okay? You gotta love the tester pancake. I probably made the tester a little too big. Okay, there we go. I want to make a little bitty one. So that way I can show you guys a little bitty one. Okay, I didn't want to drip it everywhere. I think we did good. Oh, and then my spoon goes in it. I literally just said I think we did good, and then my spoon decides to make a skirt and goes into the freaking crap. Okay. Alright. It's fine. I made a lot of batter. This made probably about, If you make small pancakes, I want to say it'll probably make like 6 to 10. If you make larger pancakes, it'll probably make about 4 or 5. That's not bad. That's not bad. Probably 4. I'm gonna say 4. If you make big pancakes, they probably make 4. Because I'm looking at the lining now that it's like going down. I say 4. Oh my god, don't go back in the pancake mix. Look at it. Let me see if I can show y'all without messing up anything and without showing you the little ugly tester pancake. Isn't it so cute? It's so cute. It's so tiny. But yeah, that's super simple. It is linked in my bio if you want to learn this pancake recipe, and plus other like at least 20 something other recipes in there as well. I'm thinking for the diabetes cookbook we probably will have, I haven't counted exactly, but I know for sure we're already at like 50 pages. So I think we will have at least 40 recipes in there, and then on top of that all the content of learning and strategy and fact and all that stuff that is in there to support you in healing and insulin resistant healing and diabetes healing. So that's a pretty large book, so that's why I said that like it's worth the money. It's definitely going to be worth the money. Everything that I give you is going to be worth the money, but that I'm very, very excited about. I truly am, because that is our focus for at least the beginning of 2025 for sure. I'm so sad I don't have my earrings in. I just want to keep covering my ears because they're just so naked. But yeah, so I'm ready for this pancake. I'm waiting for the edges to crisp up real good. And then once we do that, I am going to hop off because I'm not seeing any of your questions. I just want to get this pancake cooked so you can see how simple and how easy it was. We're going to have to ignore the little funky pancake that's going to be up under it because it fell apart, like I said. But I'm going to eat it because these edges are a little too crispy just to throw away. We like a good tester pancake. It all tastes the same. As long as it's cooked, it all tastes the same. It doesn't matter how it looks. As long as it's cooked right, they all taste the same. Okay, I think it might be time to flip it. It's got the little bubbles on top. It's got its little bubbles on top. Ooh. I don't know. Maybe the bloobs are throwing it off. So I'm like, now this one is sticking too. I think it's the blueberries. So I'm like, every edge isn't sticking until I get to the blueberries. It's just the bloobs in the middle. Maybe I need to put them on top. The next one I'm going to put them on top. That's a note for everybody. I usually do put them on top, but I wanted them inside. I want them like, you know, the ones that you get, I think it's Cracker Barrel. Is it Cracker Barrel? I think I'm thinking of Cracker Barrel. Ones that you get at Cracker Barrel that you can like, you know, they have the like the blueberry syrup or whatever, and then they have blueberries on the inside. Okay, yeah. I think it's the blueberries. Because this one literally just like right where the blueberries were, crumbled. Not crumbled. It's still in one piece, but it tried to crumble rather. Like I said, I'm not the pancake connoisseur. I'm not the gifted person in the pancake department. It's very hit or miss for me. I can cook a lot of things, but the formation of keeping the pancake together, it's a no-go. It's a no-go for me. It's never gonna be. Oh well, sometimes I can get a perfect pancake, but this one ain't looking good. At the same time, I'm kind of impatient. I've not eaten today. It's about to be 2 o'clock, so it's usually around the time that I usually eat. But I went to bed kind of wanting a snack, but I said no because it was too late, and now I'm hungry. You know how that goes. Or you wake up, because I mean, I think I did eat kind of early compared to what I normally do. I think yesterday I ate around like 7-ish, and I usually, well, that's probably around the time, because I'm like, I usually eat around like 7-ish, 8-ish. So I think I ate around, but at like early 7, because I usually don't eat until like 7:40-ish, 8:30-ish, because I'm a late night person. So I'm usually up pretty late. So like how people usually stop eating around 8 because they go to bed by 10. I'm usually not going to bed until like 12, 1 a.m. So it's like I usually eat around 8, 9, and then, you know, my food digests until I go to bed. So just to each their own. That's one thing that I teach of like on my program, and when you work with me in one-on-ones, everything is tailored to you. So it's not, this is the end all be all. You have to do it this way. You have to wake up at 5 a.m. You have to go to sleep by 10. Like, if that's not what you desire and that's not what's going to work for you, don't do it. because that doesn't work for me. I don't like waking up early. I don't like going to bed early. I don't like having to sit there and eat that early and then be hungry by 10. Like, I don't like doing all that stuff. So I cater it to my body. Yes, your body is trained to be hungry at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 p.m., whatever. But the point is that over the time of me doing this for 4 years, I realized that me eating earlier did not make me not hungry later on, if that makes sense. And so from what I do, like, for instance, if I eat late, like, let's say I'm eating at 9 o'clock, I'm not eating a full big meal. I'm eating something just like a small dinner. I usually ate lunch. But if I'm hungry and I'm like eating dinner, I'm eating a big dinner, I'm usually eating it around 6, 7. Like, I'm eating that around like 7, 8 type thing, because I usually don't eat at 6. I don't know why I said 6, but sometimes every now and then I'll eat at 6, depending on if I ate earlier. It really just depends on how much you eat and what you eat. If you're a person who likes snacks and you eat one big meal, that's okay. If you're a person who likes to eat 3 meals a day, which I don't suggest you eat 3 big meals a day, but if you eat 3 small increments of meals with a snack or something, okay, it's understandable. It's all the matter of what you do to tailor it around your lifestyle to make it easier for you to use food as your medicine as well as to feel comfortable. And so that's what I teach you in the program, as well as working with me. So you don't have to sit there and feel like that, oh my goodness, I have to do it this way. If I don't do it this way, it's not going to work. Like, everybody has different stories. They have a different life. Everybody has different schedules. There are people who work night shifts. You're not going to be able to eat your last meal at 10 p.m. and not eat again until you wake up from whenever you go to sleep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to work. So it's just a matter of what do you need and how does it support you in getting everything that you need at the same time as feeling comfortable in the space. Yeah, it fell apart a little bit, but it's super cute. Let me show you, because these edges are crisping without dropping it. Ignore the little funky side, but look at the little blueberry pancake. It's so cute. It's so cute. Okay, so I have shown you the pancake now, even though it is in its little funky form. If you are a better pancake flipper than I am, your pancake is going to look better. I take a picture every time I make a perfect pancake, because it's rare that I usually make a perfect pancake. And so that's a picture that I have in my cookbook to show, like, yes, I did it. Because the pancake is still going to taste good regardless of what it looks like. But I just want to cover this ear. There's no earrings. But it's a matter of what you do. So I hope all is well. I hope this life has supported you, and I hope that everything that I have given you has really inspired you to be able to make it better. Healthy choices, healthier habits, understanding health, and really just releasing the hold that our society has when it comes to us just consuming any kind of way. So I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. I am going to enjoy these pancakes in just a minute as soon as I finish cooking all of them. If I make the whole batter, I might just save some batter for later. But I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Check out my YouTube if you haven't already. If you're on YouTube watching this later on, don't forget to subscribe. And peace, y'all. I am